I hear the God, I did win some. Tonight on CTV3 News, 2 young men murdered in Belmopan. Family denies gang links as community calls for justice. Police also managed to arrest 2 persons in connection to last week's shooting that wounded a Belizean security guard. Another life cut short as a man is killed in nighttime collision on the highway. And in the political scenario, we take you to Belmopan, where the PUP marked 75 years of service, bringing along key resolutions and Prime Minister John Briceño's endorsement as party leader. These are some of the stories we have for you tonight in our newscast for Monday, February 16th, 2026.
From whiskeys and wines to elegantly crafted cocktails. Paired with charcuterie boards and perfectly seasoned steak bites, and much more. Perfect for celebrations, quiet nights, and every special occasion in between. 7 Notes Wine and Spirits, where every sip hits the right note.
ExpressNet now has up to 400 megabytes of high-speed internet. Choose the speed that fits you. From faster browsing to faster gaming. Connect more devices at once. Or bundle it with Express Plus and HBO Max. Internet and streaming entertainment, all in one.
Yeah, faster starts here.
Sign up today at any Centaur office or contact us to get started.
They got so much things to say right now. They got so much things to say.
The way some people are talking, you'd never know, but the most blatant nepotism and fleecing of BTL took place under UDP when Dean Barrow was Prime Minister. Barrow placed his son Anwar on BTL's board in 2009 as soon as he nationalized the company, which would eventually cost Belizeans almost $650 million for shares barely worth $200 million. By 2014, Anwar was appointed executive chairman with extravagant salary and perks. Under him, BTL spent wildly on ventures that did not materialize and never brought any returns. Under the Barrows, BTL's profits plummeted from $38 million in 2009 to $17 million in 2019, and $10 million in 2020, as the company hardly paid dividends to government and people of Belize. Anwar Barrow has no moral authority to talk about BTL, as it was under his nepotistic rule, appointed by his father, that BTL was most blatantly fleeced.
They got so much things to say right now. They got so much things to say.
Good evening, with your news also simulcast on Fiesta FM 106.7. I am Joanna Rodriguez. We start off tonight's newscast with a double murder in the city of Belmopan. The tragic incident played out on Friday night. The victims, a 21-year-old Zamar Alvarez, Belizean unemployed of Belmopan, and the 20-year-old Calvert Webster, Belizean unemployed of Mahogany Heights, were shot and killed while walking along a neighborhood sidewalk near the city council. The shooting, which police say involved an unidentified gunman opening fire on the pair as they strolled with friends, had sent shock waves through the community. While no motive has been established, there are reports that suggest gang involvement, but today Alvarez's mother, Alina Alvarez, vehemently denied those allegations.
Family member called me and let me know. I didn't want it to believe, but when I went out there and I saw my son on the floor, then I said it was true. I know who wanted to hurt him. Friday, I called him and I checked on him. He said, "You don't eat?" I said, "Yes, mommy, I was sing right now." He said he loved me. I tell her, no, the child I raised wasn't a thief, so if that's what they say. If they have proof, then so let it be. But everybody who know me and know my children, especially Zamar, and Zamar comes from a humble family. So everybody who knows my child know that what they're saying is that if that's how they feel, then I know my child was a very sweet young man. He stealing nothing in my family. We know that's not me, that's not him. They took away my joy. They took away my peace, my happiness, my best friend. They took away. He was a. Mister, just take away my world. My son, I'm in my world. My son, I'm in my everything. You know, and to the killers, I pray for you guys and I pray for your parents. You know, God will give me justice. I put everything in the hands of God and I will continue to pray. I will continue to pray and pray for me to find peace in my heart, to be able to get over this. Yes, Mom. Thank you.
While authorities are yet to ascertain a motive, they do have suspects for the shooting.
It is an ongoing investigation. There have been some developments that were made in the course of this investigation, and the media will be advised as more information is known.
Might the police have received any information that the young men had been involved in the robbery of a delivery truck in Belmopan recently?
What I can say is that one of the male person, I believe Mr. Webster, was in fact a person of interest in relation to a report that was made, a robbery report.
But police do not believe there's any connection.
As I stated, it is an ongoing investigation. We are hopeful that the leads that we have gathered so far will bring more clarity as to the motive in this incident.
Any suspects?
Pardon?
Any suspects?
Yes.
As the investigation continues, the community mourns the loss of two young lives, demanding justice and greater efforts to curb violence in Belize's capital. Authorities have formally apprehended two individuals in relation to a shooting incident that occurred last week, resulting in the attempted murder of a security guard. The incident, reported on Thursday, February 12th, involved 49-year-old Justo Pineda, a Belizean security officer stationed on Cleghorn Street. Pineda was targeted while on duty during his overnight shift when two gunmen approached his security boat and opened fire. During the attack, the assailants managed to steal two firearms that were supposed to be securely stored on site. Fortunately, Pineda survived the assault and is currently in stable condition. On Monday, February 16, police took decisive action by arresting and formally charging two suspects, 18-year-old unemployed Belizean Kriston Fernandez and 16-year-old male minor, both residents of Belize City. They face serious charges of attempted murder and the use of deadly weapons. In a tragic incident on Saturday, February 14th, a 29-year-old man named Manuel Mungia lost his life in a tragic crash, prompting authorities to serve a notice of intended prosecution to a driver involved in the collision. According to Assistant Superintendent of Police Stacy Smith, officers responded to a scene around 9:20 p.m. after reports of an unresponsive individual between miles 47 and 48.
Roaring Creek police are investigating a fatal road traffic accident which led to the death of 29-year-old Manuel Mungia. The investigation commenced on Saturday, 14 February 2026 at approximately 9:20 p.m. when officers in that jurisdiction were advised of the presence of an unresponsive male person near miles 47 and 48 on the George Price Highway. The officers proceeded to that location where they indeed made that observation, and they also observed a Lifan brand motorcycle which showed signs of damage, as well as a guardrail which also showed sign of damage. Police also encountered a male person on the scene who was driving an SUV, and that SUV also showed signs of damage on the driver's side. What we have learned so far in the course of this ongoing investigation is that Mungia was traveling from the direction of Belize City to Belmopan, and it is reported that he veered into the lane of the oncoming traffic, and when he would have collided with that vehicle, his motorcycle careened and collided into the guardrail, which caused his untimely demise.
The police confirmed that a notice of intended prosecution has been issued to the driver of the SUV involved in the incident. However, authorities have not released the name of the other driver at this time. The People's United Party PUP celebrated two significant milestones on Sunday, drawing more than 1,500 delegates and supporters to Belmopan for its National Party Council NPC. The gathering marked the party's 75th anniversary and the 10th anniversary of Prime Minister John Briceño's leadership in the PUP. The historic event was led at the Belmopan Comprehensive School, the very venue where Briceño secured the leadership of the party 10 years ago, adding symbolic significance to the celebration. Beyond the commemorators, the council served as a platform for key decisions shaping the party's direction. Delegates adopted 4 major resolutions, beginning with a renewed and unwavering endorsement of Prime Minister Briceño as party leader on the occasion of his decade at the helm. The council also endorsed the government's decision to pause talks surrounding the BTL SpeedNet acquisition and expressed full support for the Public Utilities Commission in carrying out its regulatory mandate through broad public consultation. In addition, members gave full backing to the final stage of the national rollout of universal primary health coverage under the National Health Insurance Bill 2026. The 4th resolution reaffirmed the party's commitment to Million Tree Initiative, highlighted by the launch of a new app designed to track and support the nationwide environmental effort. In his keynote address, Prime Minister Briceño reflected on his 10-year journey as party leader, noting that he has learned a great deal over the past decade and has remained focused on serving the Belizean people.
You're just working day in, day out, trying to get work done. But now that you think about it 10 years, you start to do some reflection. And when you get to appreciate the work of our rank and file. Because if we can't get our rank and file together, then we can't get the work done, we can't win elections. And one of the first things that I said, I remember in 2008 when I was first elected, it was a very divisive, unfortunately a very divisive convention. And I really tried to unite the party, but the divisions were so deep that eventually I felt that it is in the interest of the party for me to step aside. And then I am very grateful to Francis Fonseca to have stepped in when there was not really many people wanted to take on that burden. Yeah. And he did. But then after that, in 2016, when I was re-elected, I immediately reached out to both Francis and to Cordell and asked them for us to be able to work together. And we managed to put the party together. Once we've done that, because we've been united, we've managed to get the successes that we've had since, as DPM said, from 2018 we've been winning elections. And I'm hoping that we can continue that trajectory of winning an election. But you win an election when you work for people. And you can't forget why is it that you have been elected. As I've been saying today, but at the same time, we can't be looking back. We have to be future focused. Yeah. We have to look at the future. What is it that we want to do? How is it that we're going to make the lives of our people better? And I believe that we have been doing that. We have been making the lives of our people better.
Speaking on the legacy he hopes to leave behind, PM Persenio said he wants to be remembered as a leader who loved the people and listens to them. He made it clear that it is not preparing to retire just yet, stating that he still has more to offer the country.
I think that I said that back then, but people are behind me that it's something that I have to reconsider whether I want to or not. But I believe that whenever the time comes to leave, I think that what do I want to see as my legacy? That I make Belize better, that the future for Belize will be brighter, that we'll be able to get more for our kids into schools, that we have an economy that's resilient and creating opportunities for people, that we can create more entrepreneurs in our country, that the protection of the environment that is more important than ever. That's why we're doing this million tree planting program that we have put in place. These are some of the elements that I want that people could remember, and that more than anything else, that people can think about me as a leader with compassion, a leader that truly cared and that truly loved the Belizean people.
Prime Minister also expressed confidence in the party's direction, telling supporters that the PUP remains on track and is preparing for a major victory in the 2027 municipal elections.
That next year, in March of 2027, this time, we are going to win every single municipal election in this country. And I can say that with confidence, my friends, because the strength of the PUP has always come from you, from the faithful who organize, who mobilize, who defend, who really put their foot. And I always telling the people that whenever the UDP open their mouth, they are lying on the work of the People's United Party. And when you defend me, we are going to continue to win elections after elections. And you defend us because you defend our principles, the principles of the PUP, a PUP that listens, a PUP that works for you, a PUP that believes in social justice, a PUP that wants to ensure that every child can go to school and not only could go to school, but to afford to go to school. That's why Francis Fonseca has included a feeding program for the children of our schools, because a child can't learn when he's hungry. And once we continue doing those things, giving homes to the needy, getting land for our people, looking after our people, ladies and gentlemen, our party will continue to win election after election because we are working for you.
Sunday's event concluded with a renewed call to action for members to return to their communities and continue strengthening the party's grassroots base as the PUP celebrates 75 years of political history and looks ahead to its next chapter. Coming up next, Belize moves forward with National Bus Company to revolutionize public transportation. Stay tuned.
There is a saying I often return to, and that is a Chinese saying. that says the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. Today, Belize chooses now because Belize has always lived under the shade of the tree. Remember Sobumbra floreo. Our forests, mangroves, rivers, and farms are not just features of our landscape, they are part of who we are as a people. They protect us from storms, feed our families, support livelihoods, and anchor our resilience in a changing climate. But we also know this truth. What we do not protect, we will eventually lose.
Greening Belize, 1 million trees for climate and sustainable development. Our forest cover is declining, especially after the fire season. What will be achieved? Restore and reforested lands, significant increase in hectares restored by 2035. Enhance carbon sequestration. We'll have improved data, mapping, and reporting systems with this. Institutional readiness, feasibility study and design for a national forestry incentive program, community mobilization, which will build capacity and increase participation nationally, and improve governance.
For all environmentally conscious individuals and groups, CBOs, NGOs, community organizations, universities, come in to do their part to plant trees to assist in the restoration initiative for the country of Belize.
They got so much things to say right now. They got so much things to say.
The way some people are talking you'd never know, but the most blatant nepotism and fleecing of BTL took place under UDP when Dean Barrow was Prime Minister. Barrow placed his son Anwar on BTL's board in 2009 as soon as he nationalized the company, which would eventually cost Belizeans almost $650 million for shares barely worth $200 million. By 2014, Anwar was appointed executive chairman with extravagant salary and perks. Under him, BTL spent wildly on ventures that did not materialize and never brought any returns. Under the Barrows, BTL's profits plummeted from $38 million in 2009 to $17 million in 2019, and $10 million in 2020, as the company hardly paid dividends to government and people of Belize. Anwar Barrow has no moral authority to talk about BTL, as it was under his nepotistic rule, appointed by his father, that BTL was most blatantly fleeced.
They got so much things to say right now. They got so much things to say.
Finally, a postpaid plan for 3 people. Introducing Smart Trio. Why pay for mobile service alone when you can share and save? Get unlimited national calls, texts, plus 100 gigabytes of shared data. And the best part? It's only $135. That's right, as low as $45 per person. Perfect for small families, couples, or close friends. Smart Trio, 3 lines, 1 smart choice. Sign up now and you could win a Trio getaway to San Pedro for 3. Visit us at www.smart-bz.com for more information or sign up at any showroom today. Smart, bringing people together.
This building that we have gotten, the Welcome Center, is not just walls and it's not just here to beautify the Punta Gorda town and as an extension the Toledo district and Belize, but it's also here to play a main purpose and a role, and that is to continue to promote our tourism sector in Belize. This provides us a platform and a venue for us to be able to do multiple things in working towards enhancing the tourism environment in Toledo and really showcasing it not only to locals but also to our international guests, which are paramount for us to continue to grow this industry.
This project like others that we're working on throughout the country, was designed and is being delivered by Belizeans. We have spoken to the communities, we've spoken to tourism stakeholders and what needs to be done to ensure that we have the necessary infrastructure to improve the quality of the visitor experience.
Two more individuals have been taken into custody and formally charged in connection with the death of Elroy Edward Byington, which took place in late January in Belize District. Isaiah Nigel Beeks and Cameron Lozano were both arrested and charged jointly with murder, adding to the ongoing investigation. They now join Carol Paul Rodas, a 21-year-old construction worker from Borough Boom, who was previously charged in relation to the case. The victim, Byington, was one of two men fatally shot on the evening of Sunday, January 25, 2026 in Ladyville. Authorities believe the shootings are linked and may have been driven by a dispute related to drug activity. Police reports indicate that Byington was ambushed outside the Drew apartment complex on Yellowtail Street, where he was shot multiple times. He was rushed to the hospital but succumbed to his injuries and was pronounced dead shortly thereafter. The People's United Party PUP used its National Party Council meeting on Sunday to publicly support the government's decision to pause the proposed acquisition of Belize Telemedia Limited BTL. One of the key resolutions coming out of the meeting was an endorsement of Prime Minister John Briceño's decision to put the proposed takeover on hold amid public concern and national discussion. Deputy Prime Minister Cordell Hyde addressed party members during the event, expressing relief at the Prime Minister's move. Hyde noted that while the PUP has faced both praise and criticism over the years, its decision ultimately comes down to the will of the people. According to Hyde, if Belizeans are not in support of the acquisition, then the idea will simply have to be shelved. He emphasized that party remains committed to listening to public sentiment and acting accordingly.
Start about the proposed acquisition of Smart came about, and then things get serious. And circumstances suddenly change far away. But that in nature of politics, that in nature of life. The good times don't last forever. It is what you do in that moment that makes all the difference. And what we did, I don't like to know, when the Prime Minister, when it was announced that the Prime Minister press the pause button on the acquisition, me happy. I don't tell the truth, you never happy too? Tell the truth, man, you never happy too? The pause, that PUP at its best. When it happened before, me don't know where that. That's not PUP. The pause, the PUP at its best. Because what the pause allows us to do now is to make sure that there is real, genuine consultation with the people of Belize on this issue. So that the technical people from BTL can go all across this country, go to the schools, go to UB, go to the community centers all across the country and talk to the people in our cordial way, in our honest way, in our open way, in our friendly way, and take their time doing it with no gun and nobody head. Take their time, one consultation at a time. And if after a couple months of consultation, the people not there with it, then BTL will have to take a chill pill, you know. They will have to take a chill pill. They will have to shelf it. Because ultimately, it's the people of Belize who owns the company.
Prime Minister Briceño also spoke on the issue, explaining that the decision to pass the proposed acquisition reflects the fundamental principles of the PUP. He stated that the party has always stood on the principle of putting people first, and the move to take a step back demonstrates that commitment.
What he was, as I always said, that once we listen to the people, we can't go wrong. And so we did it as what he pointed out, the PUP way. We put a pause. And what we have done, as I said earlier, that BTL put the cart in front of the horse. The Public Utilities Commission has stepped in to take a look at it. And if it is something that makes sense for BTL and for the country, then it's something that should be done. And also, it gives an opportunity to the Public Utilities Commission, if you sit there, also to try to put in the necessary regulations to regulate. Remember, BTL is no longer a telecommunication company. Telecommunication telephones or phone calls are being lost to WhatsApp and to Signal and those that are with. So BTL have to be more strategic in their vision and to see how they can increase the profits of BTL, because if BTL were to crash, it's all of us, it's our money. So I will commend the Chairman Lizarraga and his management team to be forward-looking in trying to see how they could continue to increase profits. And I think that's what's important. So the DPM was not against it. What he was saying, we are doing it the PUP way, that we always have to go back to the people, and once we have the people on our side, we are going to do well.
So do you think that you are getting away from the PUP way by not having these consultations?
Absolutely not. I don't know how you could come to that conclusion. Remember, the BTL is a private company, and they believe that they were doing it right because as a private company, it's a private decision. But it is obvious, I think, that people want to make sure, they want more information, and people want to ensure, since we own the company, we the people, have to ensure that the decisions that they make are in the interest of we the people.
The proposed BTL acquisition has sparked national debate in recent weeks, with concerns raised in various sectors. Sunday's resolution signals that, at least for now, the matter has been placed on hold as the government continues to gauge public feedback. The Ministry of Constitution and Religious Affairs, Indigenous Affairs, and Transportation today hosted a press conference to provide the nation with an update on the latest developments surrounding the proposed National Bus Company, NBC, an initiative aimed at voluntarily consolidating Belize's public transportation system. The briefing brought together key stakeholders from within the bus industry, including private operators and transport representatives, as government officials outlined the progress made so far and the next steps in the process. Minister Louisa Bani emphasized that the consolidation under the NBC umbrella is designed to modernize and strengthen the country's public transport system while ensuring that existing operators are not forced out of the industry.
In the coming weeks and months, we will be talking about and starting to activate this cashless system, for which you have your card and you tap and you pay. And we're working closely with Digi. We're hoping to come very soon to a full agreement where the present buses would be, we'll install the equipment on it, and then when the new buses come, they can easily be transferred over to the new buses. And so that, as Mr. Pinello mentioned, and CEO, that 30–40% that does not reach the bank accounts of the good, hard-working operators could now reach the bank account of the National Bus Company. That makes a huge difference in terms of the bottom line, in terms of the profitability, viability, and sustainability of this new venture. We're also looking to incorporate other systems in there for management, where the buses would then have cameras. GPS, of course, is necessary for this to work. And at a central command room, our people could see on a screen, a big screen like that, many screens like that, exactly where the buses are along the highway, and get back information on the timeliness of the buses, etc. So all of that comes back in for a modern way of managing the fleet, reducing costs, improving service, etc.
According to Minister Zabani, the objective is to create a more efficient, reliable, and financially sustainable system that benefits commuters nationwide.
So those are, and I'm sure with the Q&A, we'll be able to answer some questions that you all may have. We certainly want to thank also the Transport Board, and they have been working closely with us. As we've reported to the media away from around April or May of last year, we did an analysis of the road service permits, and we found that of the 18 conditions, if we were to be serious about them, then the majority of the bus operators would have to close operations. And instead of doing that and taking that hard line and all that, this is what we're doing instead. We're bringing people together. We're finding a better path where civility is supreme, where we work together, where we collaborate, and we bring great ideas to bear on how we could improve our services to our people. And so the Transport Board has been a very important body that looks at all of these road service permits, and all operators have been informed that as we go along, these conditions will continue to be put into place and enforced so that we can ensure the safety and the quality of service. So for all those who did not participate, they are fully aware. It's not that we kept any information from them. They know that our doors remain open, will always be open, and we wish them well because they are serving our people. And to the extent that there's anything that we can share with them to ensure a better service, to ensure better quality, that is certainly what we want to do.
The proposed BTL acquisition has Chief Executive Officer Chester Williams also outlined the framework being considered for the NBC and the work being done in the background to get the company going.
And you were asked to put your trust in the hands of our able minister. And though many of you took a very long time contemplating your next move, because after all, this is your bread and butter. And you want to be certain that when you're moving from what you currently have, that what you're going to is better. And over the months, the amount of consultations and meetings that we have had, some of which, say the minister personally, one-on-one with you all, convince you that this was the way to go. After all, we're not looking at a nationalization of the bus industry, but rather a voluntary consolidation of the industry. And through the numerous conversations, meetings, we were able to get 17 of you to come on board. Thanks to the hard effort of Dr. Zabani. Minister, thank you very, very much. Many don't understand, I will never understand, the level of commitment that the minister have in this project. It's a dream without action is like no dream at all. I'm not going to say the minister is Martin Luther King, who said he had a dream. But he did came with a dream. And he developed the action. And myself and the team are here to support him. And we have stood by his side every step of the way.
As we told you on Friday, Cabinet has taken a significant step towards fostering a safer and more respectful working environment by approving the anti-sexual harassment policy for the public service. This new policy clearly defines the scope of its application, specifies what constitutes sexual harassment in the workplace, and introduces a structured complaint and internal resolution system. It also details disciplinary measures and other relevant procedures, underscoring the government's dedication to enforcing the Anti-Sexual Harassment Act of 2024. For the National Women's Commission, the move marks a crucial step towards ensuring a safer, more equitable workplace for all employees.
In 2024, the new Anti-Sexual Harassment Act was passed. And so a part of that legislation, as every workplace in both public and private sphere, that they should have a sexual harassment policy and a zero tolerance for any form of sexual harassment and other violence within the workplace. And so that law really, a big chunk of it speaks to protecting anyone. So anybody who is working or have any business to do with any of these spaces, that they're protected and free from any form of sexual harassment. After that, everybody was expected then to have, I think the law talks about a year to put in their sexual harassment policy, anti-sexual harassment policy in place. So we're very happy that the public service now has an anti-sexual harassment policy in line with the new legislation. It gives the definition of what is sexual harassment. So it's any unwanted conduct of a sexual nature. And so it can be physical, whether it's touching and whatever else, or it can be mental, emotional, psychological, telling you words. Maybe you were in a relationship, sharing your pictures, circulating any kind of unwanted images. So it does not have to be about you. It could be, in this new age of technology, people are always sharing other people's videos and pictures and so on. So it's any unwelcome or unwanted conduct of a sexual nature. This one is for the entire public service, and so it guides everything within the public service. Now, in the private sector, yes, organizations, institutions, over the past year or two, we have been doing a lot of training with some educational tertiary level institution as well for them to put in their sexual harassment policy. So it is known that it's needed in every workspace, both public and private. We do hope, because it does call for a lot of education. It cannot be that we have all these strong laws and policies and people don't know about it. And so it's for the education and getting the buy-in from everyone to understand this is your right. Sexual harassment is a form of gender-based violence. It's against the laws, and you have a right to be protected.
21 steadfast members of the National Fire Service, NFS, received an award on Friday from the Ministry of Public Service and Disaster Risk Management for their exceptional dedication and years of service to Belize. The awards recognize individuals who have dedicated a decade or more to the noble cause of firefighting, ranging from 10 to an impressive 25 years of service. 7 firefighters received recognition for a decade of service, reflecting their foundational role in the fire department, while 3 distinguished officers were celebrated for 15 years of diligent work, including 2 radio telephone operators and a finance officer. 4 leading firefighters were acknowledged for reaching 20 years of service, marking 2 decades of unwavering commitment, and the most senior awards went to 7 seasoned personnel, each with a quarter century of service. This esteemed group included a radio telephone operator, leading firefighters, station officers, a substation officer, and an assistant fire chief. The presentation was led by Honorable Henry Charles Usher, Minister of the Public Service and Disaster Risk Management, alongside Rolando Zetina, the Minister's Chief Executive Officer, and Fire Chief Colin Gillett. Following the awards, Minister Usher and CEO Zetina toured the recently inaugurated National Fire Service headquarters in Belize City. And there is more news after the break. Stay tuned.
Registering the debt of a person is a crucial legal process done through the Civil Registry Department and Vital Statistics Unit, which allows you to obtain an official debt certificate. The new Civil Registry and Vital Statistics System, CRVS, makes it easy. Register online or visit an office countrywide. The debt registration process involves providing the necessary details about the deceased and the details of their debt. Register a debt promptly to avoid any delays or additional fees for late registration. Who can register a debt? Any person with an original medical certificate for the cause of debt, MCCD, issued by the medical facility certifying the debt. The new CRVS, digitally connecting citizens to all vital statistics services. Visit crvs.gov.bz to complete the debt registration process with ease and care.
No matter how green the grass is over there, you belong here with us.
Welcome to the overworld. Anything you can dream about here?
Two things are gonna come out about me. I can't live with it no more.
Put a track lock on itself. Who moves I want to know.
From whiskeys and wines to elegantly crafted cocktails. Paired with charcuterie boards and perfectly seasoned steak bites, and much more. Perfect for celebrations, quiet nights, and every special occasion in between. 7 Notes Wine and Spirits, where every sip hits the right note.
Our forests, mangroves, rivers, and farms are not just features of our landscape, they are part of who we are as a people. They protect us from storms, feed our families, support livelihoods, and anchor our resilience in a changing climate. But we also know this truth. What we do not protect, we will eventually lose.
Greening Belize, 1 million trees for climate and sustainable development. Our forest cover is declining, especially after the fire season. What will be achieved? Restore and reforested lands, significant increase in hectares restored by 2035. Enhanced carbon sequestration. We'll have improved data, mapping, and reporting systems with this. Institutional readiness. Feasibility study and design for a national forestry incentive program, community mobilization, which will build capacity and increase participation nationally, and improve governance.
For all environmentally conscious individuals and groups, CBOs, NGOs, community organizations, universities, come in to do their part to plant trees to assist in the restoration initiative for the country of Belize.
In a major stride towards bridging the digital divide, the government of Belize has launched the Digital Literacy Training to Citizens Initiative, a groundbreaking project aimed at boosting technological skills across the nation. The official soft launch took place on February 13, 2026, with high-level officials from the Ministry of E-Governance, the University of Belize, UB, and the Inter-American Development Bank, IDB, coming together to kickstart this ambitious effort. As government systems and public services increasingly move online, the program aims to ensure Belizeans are not left behind in the technological evolution. During the launch ceremony, speakers highlighted that modernizing digital infrastructure must go hand in hand with educating citizens on how to use these tools safely and confidently. Central to this approach is the innovative Digital Buddies program, which university students will serve as community trainers, bringing digital education directly to rural villages and local neighborhoods. This peer-to-peer approach aims to foster trust, cultural relevance, and sustainability in digital learning. Key benefits of the Digital Literacy Initiative include enhanced digital inclusion by reaching citizens of all ages and backgrounds, including rural communities, through UB's Digital Buddies program. Cybersecurity education, meaning teaching safe browsing, recognizing phishing scams, and protecting personal data. Confidence building by awarding hands-on training to enable citizens to confidently access government digital services and essential online platforms, and obtaining sustainable community learning by utilizing UB students as local trainers to ensure ongoing support and cultural relevance. This program exemplifies Belize's commitment to fostering a digitally ready society that champions social inclusion and technological empowerment. Prime Minister Honorable John Bersenio has appointed Dr. Harold A. Young as the new ambassador and permanent representative of Belize to the United Nations office in Geneva. Ambassador Young presented his credentials today to His Excellency, Her Excellency Tatiana Volavaya, Director General of the UN office in Geneva. Dr. Young has held various positions in academia, both in Belize and abroad. Most recently, he was an associate professor for political science and public management at Austin Peay State University and advisor to the Department of History at the University of Belize. Dr. Young was awarded a doctorate in public law PhD from Georgia State University in 2016. His dissertation focused on the role of extraterritorial courts, drawing on the experience of the Judicial Committee of the Privy Council. Dr. Young is also a published author, writing on topics ranging from history to law to politics. Ambassador Young will also be nominated for accreditation to the World Trade Organization. Today, Governor General, Her Excellency Dame Froila Zalam, received letters of credence from the newly appointed ambassadors to Belize. His Excellency Ivan Briones Gonzalez, Ambassador of the Republic of Nicaragua, His Excellency Flavio Amaury Rondon de Jesus, Ambassador of the Dominican Republic, and His Excellency Salem Rashid Alouais, Ambassador of the United Arab Emirates, presented their credentials at the Belize House in Belmopan. The ambassadors each expressed their hopes of forging stronger bonds with Belize during this tenure. The Governor General extended a warm welcome to the diplomats and conveyed well wishes on behalf of the people of Belize. And that's the news. We invite you to join us for another newscast on Tuesday, February 17th, here on CTV3 News and Faista FM 106.7. Remember that to read a text version of the news, you can visit our website at ctv3belizenews.com. You can also log on to our Facebook page for current stories at facebook.com/ctv3belizenews or our YouTube channel at CTV3 News BZ. From all of us here at CTV3, thank you for watching and listening. Good night.